I'm all ready to put the sheetrock backing up here, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and get this sheetrock, the old sheetrock, out of here. It's usually best to try not to work around all this stuff after you get it down off the ground. You don't want to be tripping over this, stepping on nails, moving things all around. So before I do anything, I'm going to kind of clean this up a little bit. Hey, if you've been watching Joe enough, when is the last time I used plastic on the ground? I generally, as a rule, don't like using plastic on the floor. You've seen lots of my other videos. You know I use craft paper for lots of stuff. But in this case, I didn't want to have to buy a whole roll of craft paper. I don't know when I'm going to use it next. And I knew I had to put some plastic up against the walls anyway, so I had to get that plastic. And so I thought I'd use that on the ground. So, you know, if you want to use your craft paper, and if you have some craft paper, go ahead and use that on your floor, because at this point you could sweep everything up. Now I don't want to do that on this plastic because there's a couple nails down here, and it's going to be hard to sweep all this up with all the wrinkles in the plastic. So I'm just going to kind of leave this here, tiptoe around, but that's why I've got plastic going all the way outside. You know, you don't want to step on the carpet if you're going outside, make all your cuts and stuff. Have kind of a thought process of when you set this up, where you're going to put your plastic and how you're going to get outside. Now, this is all the stuff I found around the house and in the garage and down on the side yard on some backing material. And here I got a fence board, some 1x4, and here's a pine piece of 1x4. Any scrap will do. I could have used a 2x4 or 2x6. If you don't have anything like this, you can go to the store, and sometimes they even have small pieces in a little bin that you can get for really super cheap. If they don't have anything like that, you can take a 2x4 and cut it in half and fit it in your car if you don't have a truck or something like that, because all we're going to do is use it for backing. Now, generally I use a skill saw. Well, I don't have a skill saw with me today. What am I going to use to cut this with? Kaboom! I'm going to use a little miter box. It's a little plastic miter box and a miter box saw. Now, you can buy this setup right here for less than $10 at the store. That's all I'm going to use. You don't have to stop and figure, I can't do my project because I don't have a skill saw or whatever. No, use what you've got and you'll be fine. Okay, so now I'm going to measure up and I'm going to cut my wood for the backing. I figured I needed 2 pieces, 42 inches long. And here I've got some little pieces here that I found in the garage. I don't even know how long these are. Okay, 39 inches. Now 39 inches, that'll work. That would work. I don't need a full 42 inches if I don't have to. In fact, I think I'm going to use that. I don't even think I have to cut it. I can leave it short from the end. The sheetrock will span, you know, a couple inches at the end. That's no big deal, right? But if not, I could use this pine and cut it 42 inches. And this pine, this piece of pine, look at that. It's all crooked and stuff. And I doubt they're going to use it for anything else. So in fact, I'm going to use that for one of the pieces because I know it's never going to be used for anything else. And plus, it's a soft wood. It's good for backing. This they could use in the garage for something. Use it as a stake. You know, for a plant or a little tree or something, or, you know, whatever. And so I'm just going to use this, I think. Let's see where that bow is. Okay, I think I can get by with that. Okay, and I'm just going to set that in here like that. I got something underneath here so it doesn't get too close to the ground. You don't want to get too close to the ground with that. And just go ahead and cut away. Get your backing ready, and I'll show you what we do next. You know, on second thought, I've got second thoughts on using this piece. It's really bowed. Now, if you got a bowed piece like this, you could cut a piece off that's nice and straight from here over, cut out the bowed section, and then use the other end. You know, because it's got solid backing everywhere else to attach it. This piece is nice and straight. Right here. And over there, I could cut 2 pieces out of this and use that. There you go. Okay, this is all I'm going to use for my backing. Now, I could have used just this one 1x4 here, but I'm going to put a little piece on there, show you how that works. You don't really have to use that, but I'll explain that. Okay, that's all we're going to use. Let's get her done. Now what am I going to use to put up this material with? I could use some nails, some 8-penny nails, but I don't have any of those with me. And besides, the 2x6s are kind of hard. And if I start banging on that, it might loosen up something on the wall, or it could put a crack in the ceiling or something like that. Usually when I'm doing patches, I like to use screws. Now, what kind of screws are these? Let me show you this. This is a sheetrock screw, and this is rough. It's a coarse.
Be better if you're back there.
Okay.
And I'll zoom in.
Here, just take it out all the way.
But it's dark.
Oh, it's dark.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see that?
I can. Now just let it focus. There you go. I got it.
All right.
Mm-hmm. It's recording.
Oh, okay. This is a sheetrock screw. This is coarse threads, and I like to use coarse threads because this is wood. They also have fine threads. You don't want to use fine thread in wood. Okay, this is an 1 1/4 screw, and that's for my sheetrock. And I also have some 1 5/8 screws, and I'm going to use that same type of thing. I'm going to use this to install this trim or the backing. Okay, so you know I'm using my dad's drill today. I don't have power operated, battery operated, handheld, cordless drill. I'm using one with the cord and everything, and that's okay. If you got an extension cord, you got a drill like this, that's all you really need to get done with your project, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this pine and I'm just going to hold it up here like that, okay? I want to make it flush with the wood, and that's going to be my backing. You see how that works now? If you were to cut this sheetrock halfway on the joist, you'd only have 3/4 of an inch backing. That's why you could get away with just installing 3/4 inch backing like this, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay? Grab me a couple of screws. I should have these in my nail bag, but I'm still getting acclimated with this bag since it's not mine and all. And I only need a few screws, right? Well, hopefully I can do this. And the tip I have on here, it's a magnetic tip holder. So I've got a Phillips head on the end, and it will hold up there all by itself. Okay? Okay, so I'm just going to hold that up there and drill it in. Okay? This thing's way more powerful than a battery operated drill. So you just have to, don't be trigger happy with it. Just slight touch on the trigger. I'm going to hold this one up and set it here and screw it in. Very simple. I'm not even using a hammer. Now, if you got some nails, you could use nails. See that? So I got to hold on to it here. This thing likes to spin faster than a battery operated drill. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attach this the same way, and I'll show you how to do the next one. Ready to put the backing on here. Now, remember I had a piece that was 39 inches and it was a little short. If I wanted to, I could move it over a little bit or keep it slightly short, but then I would have to mark the sheetrock to make sure that I put a sheetrock screw at the end there or at the end there. Now, if you don't have, let's say you only have 30 inches and this is 40 inches, you could cut it in half. You could put a 20-inch piece and a 15 inch and 15 inch, whatever. You can leave a gap in the middle. You don't have to have full backing there, because remember, on the other side here, you only have it every 16 inches. So if you didn't have enough backing for this entire thing, don't fret. You know, you can do it. One little piece here, one little piece there. Or how I'm going to do it, you know, I'm going to run that. Actually, I got a little piece of pine. I didn't want to make this pine too much smaller than this, or else it's going to split. Okay, so I'm going to start that over at this end. And then I'm going to put this next one up, and it's going to hang over on the inside of the sheetrock a little bit, you know, like that. And that's fine. I just have to screw it here and along the side, and I'm good to go. Okay.